Hi folks, Pete here from Ashton's Cars, and today another little bit of Part X gold. This one's a 57 plate Vauxhall Astra. It's the 1.6 model and it's the design specification. So a real sort of family favourite here from back in the day, and also a real favourite among my colleagues in the in the car supermarket I was working in back in 2007, 2008, because this was sort of our standard company car back then. They were just very popular, very good to drive, perhaps a little bit boring, but you know, they did the job. And the design spec was one of the ones that was a little bit sort of more spicy than the standard Astra. A bit more gear on it. It's got half leather and it's got leather trimmed steering wheel, that sort of thing, just to give it a little bit more of a luxury feel than the regular 5-door Astra. This one's got the alloy wheels as well. It's done a lot of miles, this car has. I think it's about 187,000 miles on the clock. So I'm just going to take you around it quickly and show you how it stood up to that sort of high mileage, that sort of use. This car now is 18 years old this year. Quite amazing really, isn't it? They are still very, very common on the roads. You still see a lot of them. Vauxhall sold tons of these Astras back in the day. And yeah, it's now a car that's sort of, you can buy for £1,000, 1,200 quid. There's not many cars that you can do that with really these days. Let's see what that sort of money buys you in terms of Vauxhall Astra. So as you can see, I'm coming around it. It's not in bad condition, this. It finished in, I think this colour was called lightning silver. It's a sort of grey silver. Quite a nice colour really. There's a couple of little marks on the car, the worst of which is down this side. It's quite a bright day today, so I'm not sure if you can see. There's a bit of a key mark which runs down here. It's not horrific, but it's certainly too deep to polish out. So there's quite a nasty little mark there on it. Other than that, it's not bad for its age really. Headlamps would probably do a tiny buff. There's a little dent on the bonnet. Nothing really that's going to show up on camera actually. The wheels are even in reasonable condition actually. So reasonably good tyres all round. And at the back, I don't know what's happened here, but this has been painted clearly at some point. Look, that's that back spoiler. So a little bit of wear there, but it does still present itself reasonably well, I think, for a cheap car. It's not flash, but it never ever was. These were a bread and butter car. Backbone of Vauxhall really, and probably one of the best selling cars in Britain back in the early noughties. Let's have a look at the boot. Quite a good size boot on this. I'm not sure of the exact size. I will check online and probably put it in the item description. Have a look down on the description of this item. It'll give you some more details, but it's a good size boot with a 30/70 split fold seat. It's got a flat floor, a bit of a lip down to it, and probably, I think, a space saver wheel on these. There we go. Space saver wheel is in there. Boot floor's in good condition. It's all quite solid. I've even got the proper partials off, so that's a real plus. Another little mark there though, but well, it is what it is. You do get a tow bar on this one though. That's a bonus. Moving on to the rear. Half leather seats. Very posh back in the day. As I say, not your average Astra because they're just basic cloth. This one's got a little bit more of an upgrade. It's got electric windows in the rear as well. You've got 5 proper inertia seat belts on it. I think even ISOFIX points in here somewhere as well down the back of there. Yeah, we've got ISOFIX points. And we've got nice stitching on the door cards like that. Looks a little bit classier. We've got the electric windows in the rear as well, which is quite unusual. Most of the Astras did have manual windows at the back, just electric up front. And then to the front of the car, we've got leather trimmed steering wheel, more stitching on the door cards, electric mirrors, electric windows, and auto headlights. Look at that. Now this one's done a heavy mileage, 187,000 miles from new, but the seat, remarkably, very intact. Quite amazing really to think this old Vauxhall has worn so well, and yet I get 50,000 mile Mercedes where the leather there is starting to crack. So, you know, fair play. You wouldn't normally associate a car like this with quality, but it does seem to have worn its miles incredibly well, this particular one. In behind the wheel, again, a feature of the design model, we've got quite a lot of this high gloss black plastic on the centre console, the wheel, the sort of console by here as well. Looks quite nice. Contrasts with a nice silver trim there. Makes the interior a little bit more interesting than your average Astra. When I say a little bit more, it's still a pretty bland car, but let's be fair, it was designed not to sort of raise the hairs on the back of the neck. It was designed to transport people, families who were on a budget, who wanted a tidy 5-door car, and it can still do that 18 years on. I'm going to start this car up. Only have the one key for it, but what do you expect? No, those lights are not flashing. That is the camera equipment being a bit weird. 187,000 miles. Starts instantly. No adverse noises whatsoever on it. Give it a rev. On a car this age, you want to be looking to see if it's smoking when you're doing that. Look in your rear mirror. No, there's no smoke whatsoever. That's got to be a good sign, right? Engine revs well. It's very clean in terms of the way it presents itself. And I've driven it about 30 miles and actually it didn't miss a beat. So I knew it wasn't going to smoke at all. It's been great. I've just taken it through the gears, taken it through the rev range, and it pulls well, it drives well. It's quite surprising actually how good this particular car is. I haven't tried the aircon on it, right? I'm going to do that. No, I have got it on aircon. I've got twisty knobs here, which that one's under your face. No, it's cold, but I would not say it's quite air conditioning cold, if that makes sense. Ventilation does work well though. The heating works well as well. That's gone nice and warm. So everything is working on you, but I would say it probably needs gas in that air conditioning. That's not a huge job if that's all it needs, but we're not going to mess around with it. My main thing with this car is to keep it cheap. I've got a few friends who are looking for cheap cars at the minute. I'm probably going to offer it round them, see if anyone wants it. But 187,000 miles is a lot of miles for a Vauxhall Astra, don't get me wrong, but this particular car, it's sweet as a nut, that. It just goes to show you can get a decent car, really, still, for £1,000. Let me have a quick look in the books. Let me just grab the books and show you what it's got history-wise. The moment of truth, this is the service book for the car. I haven't even looked in here myself yet because it's a cheap little Pad X. We didn't bother. There we are. I was right about the colour though. Lightning silver. Let's see. I think any history in here we can just look at as a bit of a bonus, to be honest with you. Just turn that fan off. It is getting quite cold in here, fair play, but I don't think quite air conditioning cold. It's still springtime really, and it's not boiling hot outside. It's easy to convince yourself it's getting colder than it is. Oh, there is a bit of service history. No, it's not full history this, but look, we've got 2008 11,000 miles, 2009 at 31, 2014 at 90, being done by Toyota specialists these have, 2015 at 107, 2017 at 142. Yeah, God, did a lot of miles there, didn't it? It was 20 a year, I suppose. It's not nothing else, I don't think. I thought perhaps they might have carried on further because there's other interval things in the back, but there is nothing else. Right, okay. So we've got a partial service history for it. I wasn't expecting a full history. I'm going to get this car put through the workshop quickly. I'm going to check that the oil's clean. It's probably been done and not stamped, but if not, we'll just put any oil and filter on it, easy enough. I think this car has got a bit of life left in it for someone. The main thing about it drove over here brilliantly, and there was no rattles or clunks from the suspension. It all seemed quite together. It's currently got, I think, an MOT to October, November time. So we're currently in March, so you know that's 6 months MOT. It's going to get someone out of a hole, this is, if they need a cheap runabout. And managed to get the bonnet open. Obviously there's a bit of water in there, but it is a bit of a service perhaps. We'll just check it out, make sure it's not leaking any fluids, and make sure everything's all legal on you. And I think we'll probably just sell it with the existing MOT to someone, trying to keep the price as low as possible. When you think about it, if you're buying a car on finance, what you're paying, 300-400 quid a month. Buy this for £1,000, it's only a few months payments, and then you've got the car, if it lasts you a year or two. It's a very cheap motor in that. It's done 187,000 miles, but I've seen higher mileage ones, and I've certainly seen ones in a much worse state than this, because paintwork and everything's quite straight on it. If the mileage was lower, I'd probably just go and put a new MOT on it and have a go at retailing it, but it's too many miles for us to get involved in, that is. But here you go. Can you get a cheap car, well, decent car for £1,000? Well, actually, I think I just have. This is quite a tidy little Astra, this is. So, I'm going to go and pass it down, just details around to a few people now, and hopefully we will get rid of it. Thanks for watching though, guys. If you're interested in, I'll say this, but you know, cars like this, let me know, for by all means, get in touch with us. 07932873646 is my number, and we do get part exchanges in from time to time. We generally sell them with a 30-day guarantee if they're this sort of age or mileage, rather than the usual 3 months. But cheap little runabout for someone there. Thanks for watching, guys. Anyway, I hope it's been of interest to you, and hope you like our little Astra. Anyway, I think it's a little gem for that price. I'll let you know how we do with it. And please subscribe, hit the notifications, stay in touch with us, and feel free to comment below and let us know your own Astra experiences. I dare say pretty much half the people reading this have at least been in one of these, if not owned one. So very, very popular car. Very underrated, actually. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. Bye for now.